Hey, everybody. We are back. Another week, another day, another dollar. Got a whole new panel. The Hustle and Motivate podcast. We just doing something new and letting it organically take place. I am your host, Aziza Nubia, and I'm excited about this just whole group of people I got with me tonight. This is about to be super amazing. I hope you guys are excited for an amazing show. So we are going to get everybody to introduce themselves. Let's start with Tony, Tracey, then Carlton, and then Blue. So introduce yourself, tell everybody who you are, what you do, and I'm about to be sharing this to all the platforms.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Tony Jones. I am a neighborhood activator, is what I like to call it. Been in the real estate space for the last 7 years, revitalizing different neighborhoods and teaching my community, about the importance of owning real estate and the power we can have once we're in that power position of owning land. He who owns land owns man, right? So, been doing that for the last 7 years. I'm so grateful to be on this platform with you all to give you some game. Thank you for having me.
Sounds great. All right. Queen of V-Steam.
Hey everybody, I am Tracey Bryant Swint, known as the Queen of V-Steam, also better known as the Womb Minister. I am the seasoned, sassy, sacred success coach, helping women to manifest their vision and their purpose. I am CEO and visionary of Manifest Your Vision Empowerment Conference, Saturday, October 29th, right here in Atlanta, Georgia. I am also CEO and founder of Love My Womb Academy and also the owner of Hey Honey Wellness Spa here in Atlanta, voted best spa in Atlanta at the Black Spa Expo.
I love it. I love it. All right. Carlton, I think you're on mute still. Okay, there you
go. Carlton Collins. I do a number of different things. I guess the number one thing, that's germane right now is the work I do around minority business development. That is through Rise Business Solutions and Engines That Work. I've been doing that work for 5 years. How do more Black businesses grow and scale, become job creators or better job creators in that process. My day job is with Literacy Lab and Leading Men Fellowship. So I place 18 to 24-year-old men of color into preschools as literacy tutors. And then do a lot of work in terms of the Heights movement, Lincoln Heights, the eldest Black-run municipality north of the Mason-Dixon. We run an MBK chapter, work with the Obama Foundation. We converted a church to an innovation center, just trying to be the heroes we wish we had. Other than that, I usually just do a lot of strategy work and helping entrepreneurs and nonprofit leaders just grow and access as many resources as possible. I'm just here to be a connector.
Great. And Blue.
Peace, loves, peace. I'm Blue. I'm the owner of Energy Yoga Studio. I'm the first Black-owned yoga studio located here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Really excited about this. I'm here to get rid of those stigmas that Black people don't do yoga, shouldn't do yoga, to get all of that out of our heads, that we too fat, too thick, or any of that stuff to do yoga, that our edges and stuff can't flare up, curl up, all of that whatnot. So I'm here to erase all of that and just help people understand that your mental wellness, that your peace, that the positivity, all of that all resides within you. And to make sure that everybody knows that nobody can make you upset. You can only allow them to. So I'm here just to help people learn and grow mentally, internally, get rid of all of these stressors and things and past traumas and release them through yoga instead of other vices that we normally are keen to using. I'm also the owner of Blue Fitness Apparel as well. It's quality, beautiful, great fitness apparel. I really researched and got this stuff for us. It's really nice. It's nice if you go up a size and down a size. So it's really nice. Other than that, though, I'm here for mental well-being and to get everybody just, to feel all of this good energy we got flowing. That's it for me.
I love it. So you guys, as you can see, we're in for an amazing treat tonight. Again, this entire podcast is presented to you by the Hustle for Change Business Seminar happening in Cincinnati, Ohio. If you have not got your tickets already, make sure you get your tickets because we got Wallow and Gilly in the building. So make sure you check out, visit the website, and join us. And you're definitely about to get Tony, Carlton, and Blue on the stage happening. So make sure you get your tickets and support. So we're here. The main topic of just this podcast is, true conversations from hustlers in business. All of you guys are elite people in business. You have navigated through a business. What were one of the reasons why you wanted to become an entrepreneur and start your own businesses? Let's talk about that. Anybody can jump in.
I got tired of firing all my bosses. I couldn't work for nobody.
Okay.
I couldn't work for nobody. I mean, I tried because I needed the money. You know what I'm saying? I really did. I needed the money. But then when I thought about all the time and energy I was putting in like the requests that they was asking for, it was like, I'm not reducing myself to that. And then I also had other forms of income, which weren't illegal at the time. So it was like, I can't do this. It was just, I couldn't wrap my head around working for somebody else. And I constantly just fired bosses and fired jobs. I mean, literally, they be talking about firing me and I go in first and tell them they was fired and like walk out. And they was like, wait a minute, you can't fire us. We were about to fire you. I was like, nope, I did it already. So, I think that for me, that's what it was. It was really hard for me just to kind of take orders, I guess. Yeah. So, and you just have people that are like that, and they call us unruly and rebels and all of that, but I couldn't do it. So
definitely rebel.
That's good.
What did you say, Carlton?
I said, nah, definitely rebel. So I wrote a book called Rebel. So it stands for Resist Every Bias on Every Level.
Okay.
But I think just a common thread between all entrepreneurs, and even like hustlers before it even gets on the legal side, right? Is that we never are comfortable with where we are because we believe that what we can do is so much more, right?
Yeah.
And like I always try to tell people, like as they're in this transition, right, between working for somebody and having a job, and like I took the job, I was like, God threw me an alley-oop, like that's why I took the job, because I was convinced that I was not going to work for anybody else ever again, and bigger than that, I told them up front, like I'm a bad employee, like I'm not, because I'm not meant to be an employee.
Right.
I was like, I might as well let you know. Like, there's gonna be some things like we gonna rub each other the wrong way. Like, I already get it. Like, I just had something this morning. I'm like, I don't care about how y'all feel about me. Like, matter to me. Like, I'm not here for office politics. Like, I'm care nothing about that. I'm here for results, right? And I think that's another thing. Like, right, like entrepreneurs, very much so, like results driven. Right, solution oriented. We want to spend our time. We spend as little time as possible talking about the problem, and all of our time and energy invested into the solution that's gonna, preferably, put some dollars in our pocket. But worst case scenario, do no harm. Right, and I just think it's funny just hearing you, bring some of these things up. I'm like, I feel that every day. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Love what I do, love the impact that I have an opportunity to make, but at the same time, I know, big picture, I'm meant for something bigger.
Right.
You gotta know that. You definitely gotta know that. Me, I still have a job. I'm actually a firefighter too, and I love doing that. But it's funny, and it's funny that you two even said that. Just the whole I'm not insubordinate. I just don't take anybody's crap. That's it.
Right.
I don't take anybody's crap at all. A lot of people, a lot of like the higher ups too, they think that I have more time on because of how I carry myself. Because I didn't come in like the mouse all, it's like, come on, we all adults. Give me respect. I'm gonna do my job. I understand, that you at a higher rank, but that doesn't mean that you can just, step on me. You gotta respect me too. And if I didn't love what I do, then I know entrepreneurship would probably be like that's my number one on there. It pulled me in. I did not plan on opening a yoga studio. I did not plan on, this was not my goal at all. I literally got like pulled into this, like just from once I took the class and I seen like the change in me and whatnot. And it was brought to my attention, like something like, I don't know how I didn't realize it, but it was brought to my attention that it was only me and my two cousins that were the only Black students in this yoga studio. And I'm like, hold on. How we ain't feeling like this? How don't we know about this? Like, or why does a majority of us know about, like, wait a minute, something ain't right here. So it just kind of pulled me in because I'm like, if I can feel this good, like, because I flip. I tell everybody, I will go off as needed. But if I can find something that can really ground me and make me not even care about flipping or being upset or worrying about, what's going to happen tomorrow and being able to be still in a moment where, chaos is going on, I can give that gift to somebody else and to our people because we need it. We need it. Like, we have so much negativity like around us and everything right now that it's just like, give me something good. Give me some sort of peace. And where is it? It's right here. It's all right here.
Yes.
So it definitely like it pulled my tail right in, right inside. And then a lot of people, they think that, because you're selling things or because you're providing a service that makes you an entrepreneur. No, it's a long-term commitment. This isn't because, okay, I made a quick buck here and there. I got me a few products, I don't, decide to come up with a name, even possibly just get an LLC because it sounds better. No, this is a lifelong commitment, like true entrepreneurs. Like if you really want to invest in this, like mentally, physically, emotionally, yeah, this is life. This is for life.
It's a game.
For sure. That's for sure. I think my reason is this is something that I've always I was a kid who, you asked me what did I wanted to do, I said I just want to be rich. That's the only thing I ever really wanted. And so entrepreneurship for me, of course, when I got out of the military and I started working a regular job, you realize in regular jobs, right, you're probably not gonna become a millionaire from a typical 9-to-5, right? Unless you in tech or something like that, managing a hedge fund or something. 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to make $1 million from a 9-to-5. And so the big thing was financial freedom for one, right? And then I was at my job and I just had a lack of fulfillment. I was doing 12-hour days. I was actually a general manager for LA Fitness when I got out of the military. And I was working 12 hours a day. It wasn't a good company. No shout out to them. It wasn't a good company to work for at the time. And the management it was low morale inside of the actual management. And so I remember actually I had a conversation with my district manager. And at that time I'm a GM. And so I was the youngest GM. And in order to hit VP, the next level, most of those guys were 50 years old plus, right? Young guys isn't in that position. So I felt like I had reached the ceiling. And I remember my boss, and I actually told this the last seminar, the story, but my boss came in and he told me he got on me because I was working out on my break, which is the gym, right? Well, why can't you work out? Exactly. And so that was the face I make, but what he communicated to me after that is that was the aha moment for me that this is not what I need to do. And what he said was, listen, it doesn't have to make sense. You just need to do what I tell you to do.
That was it.
Yeah. Fired. He's fired.
Let me come on, give me some more. And so,
all right, you got it.
He said this with a straight face.
No, it's with a straight face. This guy, and I'll tell you, you have some substance. What type of person this was? But he told me that, and then he said, I'll never forget. He said that once he said that, I was listening to him, and he kind of went silent in my head. He was talking, but I wasn't listening anymore. I was just remembering what he said, I was repeating it.
It was the Charlie Brown sound.
That was that blackout moment.
Yeah, I blacked out, and then I said, you know what? I quit. And then he said, Tony, this is the best job you're gonna get.
Oh, no.
What?
Oh, wow.
That
He was
arrogance.
Yeah.
Oh my.
He said, "This is the best job."
Entitlement.
So,
My
just
question
in the
is
story,
this, Tony.
with some good. Go ahead.
I got a question. Like, did you send him, like, I don't know, you send his wife like roses? Did you send him like an edible arrangement? Because he put the battery in your back, bro. Like, he just jet fuel. Like,
yeah. It was just one of those guys. He was just one of those
Crazy.
guys, man. Where and eventually it showed in the performance. A lot of people, they had a lot of turnover in the company because of that arrogance that he had. But long story short, as a VP, they annually at the time made about $150,000 a year. And so once I got into real estate, I quit that day. 30 days later, I got my real estate license. 60 days after that, I had bought my first property. Another 90 days after that, I made $45,000 on my first flip. And a year after that, I made over $150,000 a year. So I made sure that when I was able to come back and when I seen him again at the gym, I made sure I told him exactly what was going on.
I send him a thank you card or something. You invite him to lunch. I would have had to bring his butt to Starbucks.
You let him know you had a better job.
I actually told him, hey, you want any properties or anything? He was like, no. I said, okay, well, I have some in case you want to buy any. And we kind of had a conversation.
But this is where we start at. That's where you should have hit him. But this is where we start. Like, no, come on.
Wow.
He said, "Oh,
you
that's cool. I got you."
Yeah. So long story short, I've always been that person who really needed an enemy to push me even further. And he came at the best time in my life, and I tell that story all the time. And I don't necessarily hold a grudge towards him. He must, and I later found out he was going through different things in his life, so maybe that was causing him to be the way that he was. But I used that feeling that I had in that moment for the next 10 years and still using it today to remind myself every time I get lazy that this guy underestimated me. And I helped that. I use that to light a fire behind me. And so we stay motivated off of that conversation. Yeah. I still, when I think about it, I still get the same exact feeling, and I love it. So I'm gonna keep using him as an enemy. He's out there watching. I like you, but I don't.
So we can pretty much assume that all these entrepreneurs on this panel got into entrepreneurship because working a regular job was not the way, or exiting working a 9-to-5. I know I have been an entrepreneur since I was 13. My hustle was babysitting and doing hair. And I think I've only worked 3 jobs my entire life. And one of those jobs was for my mama. So I don't even think that count because mom is going to always put me on. Yeah. So and then with me having 7 children, entrepreneurship was the only way that I can provide for my family the way I would want to and provide the lifestyle that we deserve, because now the jobs that are paying today, they don't take care of anything. Everything is high. And so entrepreneurship was the best route for me. And I feel like entrepreneurship is the recession-proof route, especially now in the times that we're going into with this country. So thank you guys for sharing. So I got a question for you, Blue. How were you able to find peace within yourself as an entrepreneur? Like, how do you find peace within yourself as an entrepreneur? Because that's like a big thing. Being an entrepreneur is stressful. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to, having to be able to deal with everything. Because it's like, you think being a business owner, life is going to be easy. You give up your 9-to-5, but then you realize you're an entrepreneur. Now it ain't no 9-to-5. It's 24 hours. Sometimes 36 if you get no sleep. So how were you able to find peace as an entrepreneur, and what tips can you give some of our viewers and our panel on finding peace?
So people gonna look at me wild, and that's okay, but be selfish. A lot of people look at saying selfish as like that's a negative word. It's not. Just separate it. Selfish. That's it. You really focus on yourself. You really valuing yourself and your time and everything. And it's not even about the money aspect. If you are putting out this energy and you're not getting it back, don't do it. Do not do it. We are very lenient when we become entrepreneurs, like newer entrepreneurs. We think that, we gotta, discount this or allow people to, like in my case, allow people to show up late to classes and everything. No, from day one, my door is shut and locked at 8 a.m. if my class starts at 8 a.m. I put it on there. on the site where you book. I let you know if we communicate. I let you know that there's no like refunds or anything to it. And it's not about that's about us respecting our time. I value my time. You should value your time because you may be the only person that showed up, but we have to learn to really value ourselves and real. That's how you start finding peace. Once you really start looking at yourself and say, what makes me happy? Like, and once you become that happy person, because you over like you exuding energy right now. Like I feel y'all energy through this screen. I'm feeling it. That's why I'm over here. I've just been over here like, oh, because it feels good. Like that's me. I absorb it. So what you're giving off, if you sitting here like so stressed out and beat and overwhelmed, your journey is not going to be anywhere. You're going to continue. Your job is going to show. Your entrepreneurship journey is going to show it. It's going to delay it and everything. It's not going to help you grow. It's going to show with your customer service skills. You're not going to be able, because everybody, you know, some people, they ask you questions that may not seem to be like, you know, it'd be common sense. It's common sense to you, but it's not to them. You learn to go ahead and be peaceful within, and you're not harboring like something that you was worried about, you know, a month ago, last week, or a day ago or something, because you feeling good because that's, you know, that's whatever. Now I can go ahead and deal with this customer or this client that's asking me this silly question that could have went on my website and got the answer to, or something like that. And you can go ahead and take a deep breath and give them the answer the same exact way. And then let them know for future references, I can direct you to this place. But my first thing, you have to focus on yourself. You have to. Like, it's all about you. You have to get that adequate amount of rest. Yes, you do. It'll take, I spent working on my website 24 hours, a full day on my website. And what I got back in return was everybody thinking like a darn professional it made it. I'm like, what? Did it? It was worth it. It was worth it. It made me feel good. The feedback made me feel good. It was something I really wanted to do. It wasn't draining to me. Right. And I had to learn, I can take breaks in between this. You don't have to, even if you set that time, I know a lot of people, I'm chaotic. So I like stuff just be all over the place. Even if you set that time stamp for yourself and you don't make it to that goal, don't pile more things in. Be mindful of the time that you actually have. Don't overwhelm yourself with things, because this will get life in general, because you still got to deal with life and you got to deal with other people too. Again, if you are not focusing on you, if you're not just taking that time like to really just sit and think like, what is going to make me happy? What's going to make me feel good right now? In the beginning of the year, I said I was shutting down the studio. So, because I mean, people, it's slow, you know, it's slow rolling. Yoga different in the community. It's, you know, it's difficult to get it out here to everybody. So I did teach. I took off teaching for like a month, and I'm like, something feels, you know, different within me. So I got in an interview with GoDaddy, and I had like this girl come in, and I was like teaching her poses and stuff. She'd only done yoga like one time, so it's sort of like a one-on-one at that moment. And this high hit me. And I was like, oh my God, is this why I haven't been feeling myself? That's my peace. Being able to give to other people and show every other people like how, you know, how great it is. I said, well, now I don't care if y'all don't show up. Because I realize that this is what makes me happy right here. This is like my fulfillment right here. I found that peace. My peace is teaching others, leading others, and being able to provide that energy that they don't know that they hold with them themselves, and letting them see it. Once I got that, once I understood that's my purpose and I stay true to my purpose, and once I understand that my peace is the most important piece, top tier, we're good to go. Life is great.
Okay. I love that.
It made me think of a quote just right at the end and saying like, this is my, you know, thing that I love to do. Right. It's a quote from Howard Thurman, and he says, ask not what the world needs, ask what makes you come alive, because what the world needs is more people to come alive. And like, I think the number one thing about, you know, everybody in terms of their entrepreneurial journey, you might try out different things in terms of products and vehicles, right? Like, because you're entrepreneurial, so you'll test out some things. we've all tested out some things that wasn't really the right fit. We might have been successful in it for a little bit, but it wasn't really our right fit. Yeah, I mean, y'all been in them Primerica interviews. Y'all was in that cut code. Yeah, I mean, when they pulled everybody in and they cut the penny, like you was there. Don't like
I sold couple knives. I remember.
Oh, I saw I banged out like 2 bands worth of knives. Like I was hitting up friends, like it was shaking.
You real remember that.
But it's just we've all found our passion in the things that we love to do, and most importantly, the ways that we make impact, right? And I think I think that's a huge part of like growing as an entrepreneur. That once you find your lane, like, so I have something that also come out of the book. It's called The Rebel's Equation, right? And it's subtract bias, which is like the status quo, the things that are just easy, comfortable, like your comfort zone, right? You subtract that. You add stress because nothing grows in comfort. You divide it by purpose, because if you're doing it with purpose and passion, it doesn't feel like work, right? You get more on your plate, but it doesn't really feel like work, or it's just a necessary part of the process so you can do what you really love to do. And if you can put those together, you can multiply success.
That's dope.
And
I like that.
Yeah, it's one of those things that like we all are just always been on this journey, right?
Yeah.
And it's fun.
I think everybody deals with it a different way. You know, and the way that I've been able to deal with it is like I always, when I was in the military, was always saying that everybody used to say to get you to be okay with the whatever BS that you were dealing with on that day is learn how to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And like for entrepreneurship for me, and I tell a lot of my mentees or different people that I consult for or talk to is that the problems don't get easier. You just get stronger. And as you grow as an entrepreneur, you start to learn different skills and develop different habits to be able to keep you producing in whatever field that you're actually in. And so what fuels me and keeps me going, is like, if I set a goal and I hit it, you seen Diddy Savage mode, like that's me. Like I start screaming, like I'm unstoppable. You cannot stop me in anything I do, right? And so like those things, when I actually set a goal and I actually accomplish it, I don't worry about the problems. The problems come. I deal with problems. I put out fires every single day. I'm a serial entrepreneur. Every time my phone rings, it's a problem, right? And so if I don't learn how to be comfortable being uncomfortable and solving problems, I'm never going to make it to the scale that I'm trying to get to. And so I don't look for comfort. I don't look for, excuses to not produce. I look for, like Carlton said, I look to tap into certain passions that I have and find fulfillment in what I'm doing. So if God didn't think I was able to deal with problems, he wouldn't have been able to. So I'm not going to complain about it. Let's get it. Let's just get it.
I love it.
It's so funny because like my next question that I had down, you guys are already slowly moving into that, and that was about purpose. I believe that my entrepreneur endeavors are tied in with my purpose on this planet. And so because of that, I always find peace, I always find satisfaction, and I feel like my life is being fulfilled. So Tracey, my question for you, because she wanted to, like, that's what she preach and teach. She helps women tap into finding into that purpose, and then how can you build from there? How are you able to find your purpose as an entrepreneur? And mind you, she got the #1 Black spy in Atlanta right now.
That's so dope, girl.
Shout out, Honey Spy. Let us know, like, what were those things that helped you tap into that as an entrepreneur to put you on this path?
Yes. Well, first off, me too. I am too a serial entrepreneur. I have like 4, 5 different businesses. So I am constantly juggling and wearing different hats every day, all day. And one thing I want to be very clear on is that all of us as entrepreneurs, I know we can agree on this. What we allow the people to see is the results. Mm-hmm. That's what they see. They don't see the backstory. They don't see the challenges. They don't see us putting out fires. You know what I'm saying? They don't see us in a having a moment. What we show the public is the result. So in that, you have to, be connected to purpose, because what I find that if you're not connected to purpose, you won't be showing results. You'll be showing the funk because you're not happy with what it is you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So in me finding my purpose, I personally got really tapped in and just started doing what I loved. I just started doing what I love because, like the many of the success coaches and millionaires say, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to work. I didn't want to work. Remember, I said in the beginning, I didn't want to work for nobody. So I had to find what it is I truly love doing, and I just kept doing it. And as I began doing it, other people recognized, wow, you do that really well. You know what I'm saying? So like when I started my school, I had the #1 vaginal steaming and feminine health and holistic wellness academy in the nation. Only Black owned in the nation. Like, we won awards. We have over like 3,000 students from Africa, Holland, UK, like come use their passport to come learn with us. And I teach other women how to open up holistic spas. So not only do I teach them what I love, which is herbalism and teaching them about feminine health and wellness, teaching them how to become better women, better mothers, better wives, entrepreneurs, making them feel happier and having them to love themselves more and build more confidence. In that, they're taking that to the community. They're taking that to their families. So that means we're 10xing. We're 10xing all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going and multiplying it, like Carlton was saying, we multiplying that thing. So that's what it is. It's doing what I love. And just in doing what I love, I found that there definitely I was creating solutions. And, in entrepreneurism, we know that when you have a solution to someone else's challenge or problem, there's profits there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm helping women get their bag, and they like, oh, I want to do it like you. I want to do it like this. I want to do it like that. So really, my example of what I actually wanted for my life and in developing my purpose, because in finding my purpose, I also had to develop it. And that's the part that people miss. Yeah. They think they're just going to connect with their purpose and then everything is just going to blow up for them. And you're just going to be this multimillionaire in like a week. No, it doesn't work like that.
I'm 10 years in. Doesn't work like that. Purpose still needs to be developed. It needs to be developed. And you must have an order of discipline. You must also have an order of action, a plan of action. So you can know your purpose all day long. If you don't put in the action, if you don't tune in and connect with your soul message, whatever your higher source is. I don't know. This is not about religion. Whatever your higher source is, if you don't connect with that and get those downloads about how to navigate and move in your purpose, you know what I'm saying? You're like doomed to just sit on it. You'll sit on your gifts. So yeah, that's how it was for me. It was just me really finding the passion for what it is I love and being confident enough to do it. Basically, really because I loved it. And then in loving it, I began developing it. And in developing it, this is what, the result is. So that's it.
That's it.
That's awesome. Yeah. So, okay, my next question is for Carlton and Tony. You guys, Black men, Black fathers, Black husbands, and we know the climate in our world today when it comes to Black men and social justice. Being entrepreneurs I feel being an entrepreneur, like I said, is recession proof. It really breaks down those barriers to kind of stop Black men from providing for their families, because you ain't got to worry about getting hired for a job or, worrying about, this or that. If you got a record, you ain't worried about trying to get a job. How was becoming an entrepreneur and doing your business, how is that freeing for yourself and for your families, and navigating through that?
I mean, I would say the first thing is that as a Black man who has an entrepreneurial venture, a legal one, the first thing it's kind of a process, but the first thing you learn is how to get out of the mindset of an employee, right? And how do you learn the value of your own voice, right? Because there aren't many programs, and I'm incredibly excited about all the progress that's out here in just Black women being just, you said I can cuss, the motherfucking shit in this world, just turn it all the way up. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Right. But just on the one side, right, you think about just programs, vehicles, there's a lot of positive forward energy and movement, and there's an infrastructure that's now in place to see Black women win in business and just kind of in the world, right, for their professional pursuits. And we don't necessarily have that, right? So I think part of it is when you can dictate your own streams of income, you stop being shook, right? I could lose my job today, but then I know exactly what I need to do to make more money to replace my salary. I control the intensity. So what I always say, there's D&I, right? Destination, navigation, intensity. Where are you trying to go? How are you going to get there? When do you want to arrive? And if you can control that, you can control outcomes, right? And so my thing is, I don't have to be worried about how somebody's going to hear my voice, feel about my voice, or their opinions about what I believe is right. That doesn't have any bearing any longer, right? So now I can be the greatest advocate I can for my children, other children, my community, for women, we're fighting against Cincinnati Police Department gun range. I don't care about how nobody feel about that. My baby's still hearing gunshots. I don't care. So we at y'all now until y'all fix it, right? And I don't have to be afraid that now somebody can turn a lever, right? Threaten me, try to silence me, try to put me in a box. I don't worry about those things anymore. So I think there's a certain amount of freedom that just comes with that. And it's just a certain amount of pride and agency that you have, being unapologetically Black all the time. That's the part that, is truly freeing, because most Black men never get that opportunity.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah. I love it.
It's so deep, to hear it and to hear it from a Black man, because we aren't, as a Black people, and then for a Black man, you cannot be unapologetically Black in the a 9-to-5 world. You are constantly worrying about, oh shoot, did I say this wrong, or I wasn't supposed to say, I'm mad about, you gotta
always gotta check yourself.
Yeah. Always. And it's not fair that you have to. So it's dope. And wow. That doesn't even make me look at, I always tell, I love seeing Black men working, Black men making their money. It's beautiful to me. So just the fact that that's a key aspect for you, I get to be black.
Right. Not
Black.
with the whole
all of that.
All of it.
All of that. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of the. I agree. It's having the freedom to be able to do it. But I also like the fact when you become an entrepreneur, it forces you to learn skills and tactful ways to infiltrate different rooms that you need to be in to increase your network. Network increases your net worth, right? As an entrepreneur, I've been forced to actually learn how to talk to people, learn how to prospect, right? Learn how to be in front of people. These are things that I wouldn't learn. I would not learn how to do if I wasn't forced to actually do it, And so I love the position that entrepreneurship puts me in, is because it forces me to be uncomfortable, right? Getting right back to some of those things. It forces me to be uncomfortable. And I actually, I love what Carlton says, but I actually sometimes like the challenge that it makes us go through. Like I'm in real estate, for example. I'm in real estate, and as we know, real estate is an old white man's game. And to be honest with you, in real estate, especially real estate, commercial real estate development, you can't be unapologetically Black, unfortunately, because we don't own banks. We're not in position. We don't have patient capital. It just is what it is. So, it forces you to, one, be yourself, right? Still do the things that you're actually doing, still have the impact, still be able to add value to the spaces that you want to add value to. But it teaches you how to polish yourself up, to put yourself in the position to give to the people that you want to actually give to. And so those are some of the things that I've been able to actually do. And I love the fact that I was challenged to do that, because it makes me, I guess the word is multi-diverse. I can go in a room with, 10 white men, hold my own. They don't feel uncomfortable. I don't feel uncomfortable. At the end of the meeting, like, bro, you're so funny, man. Like we bros, right?
We super cool.
They value, they see my value. I got them to trust me. And if I can get you to trust me, if I can get you to see my value, of course I can get you to give me some money. And so, I love the fact that entrepreneurship forces you to, if that's what you want, entrepreneurship forces you to actually do that. And so it's been fun, but to double down on what Carlton says is, in the 9 to 5, I've never felt that. I never felt like I had a voice. I always felt, I remember waking up every single day and being like, bro, I don't want to see you here. Like, I should just quit. I don't want to come, and so, but the reality is, and that's the other thing, is entrepreneurship actually makes you because a lot of people get this misconception that entrepreneurship is easier than a 9 to 5. It's 10 times harder. It's actually 10 times harder.
Where's the rest?
Yeah, exactly. 9 to 5 and you're 9 to 5, once you check out a clock, there is nothing you have to do, right? Like, my phone has been buzzing since I've been sitting here, and I got to answer messages. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, it is one of those things where it teaches you all of those good skills that I personally wanted to learn: how to work under pressure, how to be in, adverse type of situations, and how to negotiate, how to talk to people, how to have uncomfortable conversations with people that I actually love, who may work for me, right? And how to be a leader for those people, how to be an example for the people that are tuning into what I'm doing. And so I love it. I know that we're not, as Black men, we're not protected. We don't have that big support system, but we can handle it. We're doing it, we're doing it. So I love it.
I love it. I know one of the things that I'm hearing just through all of you guys while you're speaking is, a lot of, especially being Black entrepreneurs, we always have to worry about how the world is seeing us, how we walk, how we talk. But one thing I'm hearing is, once you kind of know yourself, know your purpose, know what you stand for, that is going to radiate out of you, and everybody is going to respect that. So then you ain't even got to worry. People are going to gravitate towards to you and what you're about, not so much you having to worry about, okay, am I dressed right? Am I dressed too Black today? Will my hair offend somebody? Let me pull these locks back because I don't want nobody to feel that way. When you're like confident in who you are, confident in your purpose and what you're doing, that radiates throughout the room and people come at you a totally different way. And like, you know, I just appreciate that because that's what I'm getting from listening to you guys share. And I think that's a powerful thing for people to know and understand, because like you said, entrepreneurship is not easy. It's 10 times harder than a 9-to-5. It's going to require a lot out of you. It's going to grow you to a whole nother level, but it kind of pushes you into who you are, into your purpose, especially if you're developing your purpose through your entrepreneurship. So I'm just loving the conversation. So we're heading up on our 10-minute mark before we end the show. I love this panel, y'all. I hope you guys are enjoying this conversation. Again, if you have not already, make sure you get your tickets for the Hustle for Change seminar. This podcast is being presented to you by Hustle for Change. We are bringing Wallow and Gilly to Cincinnati. I know y'all been waiting for them. We've been waiting for them. I can't wait. We about to have a ball. We also got Talk to Tony coming to the stage. We got Blue coming to the stage. We got Carlton coming to the stage. We got so many amazing other speakers coming to the stage. So make sure you get your tickets, tap in. You do not want to miss this. So I want to take this last 10 minutes to get some final words. And I always end every interview, whoever I interview, I always ask them this. Give me your 3 tips of advice on what you can pass down to the next person trying to be where you are today. Okay, so I want you guys to think about that. And then after you give your 3 tips, let the people know what you got going on, how we can support you, how we can follow, and how we can be more into what you're doing.
Okay. Well, my first 3 would be stop asking people for directions who have never been where you're going. That's the first.
Oh no, repeat that.
The whole show.
Stop asking people for directions who have never been where you are going. Okay, that's the first. The second thing would be stop speaking your vision to everyone. Like, you can't tell everybody your vision. You can't tell everybody your plan. You can't. And the third thing is get you a network of people just as crazy as you that have vision and belief and think big. You got to get with people that think larger than you. You can't tell your big vision to somebody who thinks small. You just can't do it. And I know you want to share. And the fourth thing, you can't bring everybody with you. You can't do it. Stop.
You got a bonus.
Everybody in the family is not coming. Stop. Yeah. Executive decisions are when you gotta fire family members. Those are executive decisions. You're gonna tear up my business. You got to go. So that was 4.
We got a bonus. Ain't no wrong with that.
That was good for. I would say add value, right? Add value to whatever space you're in as an entrepreneur. If you always add value, you'll never be broke. You can add value, you're always worth something. You can always go into any room and change, the scope of that room and get people to actually invest in. Second thing is surround yourself, bless you. Surround yourself with winners. Yes. Surround yourself with winners. Who you are is who you are. Who you're around is who you're actually going to become.
Yeah.
And then really, this is the most important one. Really control what you feed your brain. Really control the energy. Really control the things that people say to you. Control the whole environment. If people are around you and they keep making excuses, naturally you're going to start to do the same thing. If people are around you and they can't be disciplined, naturally you're going to be the same way, right? If people are around you and all they do is get up and smoke weed all day, that's what you're going to do, right? And so, I tell this to people all the time, like my spark, as most of us come from, the inner city, and we see, the street life and that whole mentality, my actual fire inside me came from just the money that I saw hustlers making, and it's like, I saw that, but I know I didn't want to do no jail time. So I'm like, man, what can I do to get that money? So I realized that the people who were making more, the people that the drug dealers looked up to were the serial entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I knew that's what I actually wanted to become. Right. And so I surrounded myself with those type of people. So add value, surround yourself with good with winners, and then control what you actually feed your brain. Because just like whatever you feed your body will become that. Just whatever you feed become the same.
Yes.
That's true. All right. I'm going my 3. So stop questioning yourself. If it's meant to happen, it's going to happen. If it's not, then it's not. But if you keep on dwelling on these or sitting there trying to think, well, should I, it's never going to happen. By the 3rd, should I, you known if this was your path or not. That's it. That's it.
By the 3rd one, Blue.
Yeah, by the 3rd one.
By the 3rd, should I? I'm going to figure it out and I'm going to do it.
Right. That's it. Like, come on. My 2nd one. If you do not ask, the answer is no. It's automatic. If you don't ask, the answer is no. How are you going to know if you are going to get this grant, get this partnership, get this funding, anything like that, if it's going to be a goal, if you don't ask? You got to ask. You have to, or else that answer is automatically no. That's it. And my last one, which is my favorite one, I tell you this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I will cut off my mama. My peace is my most important piece. Know that. Know that. Your piece is your most important piece. I'm telling you, once you realize, look, you are the most important value to you and the other people around you. I'm telling you, everything gonna come to you tenfold. That's it. That's it. I'm telling you. So again, don't question. Don't keep questioning yourself. You got 2 questions. You got 2 times. That's it. Go ahead. The answer is always no if you don't ask, and your piece is the most important piece. Nothing else.
I'm sorry I didn't warn everybody watching to bring their notepad, but I hope y'all just jotting this stuff.
Right, y'all might want to run this one down. It's already. And y'all made it hard, right? I was like, dang, I know I'm last. It was like, man,
I wanted to go before you on purpose. Concentrate all the stuff that be in my head. Nah, you go last, bro.
So I would say the first thing is, and I love just randomly quoting Jay-Z. So like, you was who you was before you got here, right? Mm-hmm. Whenever you step into a room, you have to be self-assured that the outcome is yours for the taking because you showed up. Right? Like, I step into rooms and believe that it's my job to get you to believe that what I want to do is a great idea that we can execute. Right?
I love it. Yes.
You better know.
That's the whole thing. Like, I'm trying to get you. And the passion and that you have. Right, passion sells better than everything else. It don't matter all the bells and whistles and all of that. If the person that is across from you believes that you're the person that can get it done, you're gonna be moving forward, right? Okay. So the confidence you step into the room with does a lot of the selling for you, right? So that'll be the first thing. Sheesh. Number 2. I'll run it back and just expound a little more. Like, nothing grows in comfort, right? So like the status quo that exists, like that little box that you've been operating in, that passion, that skill set, that talent that you put on the shelf, like every talent that we have as little kids that, you know, way back when grandma, somebody was putting this in something, auntie, you're going to be in this play, all of those things, right? They were molding us, transforming who we were in our own self-belief. So the fact that you put down those talents means that you locked away a part of yourself that can open doors for you. Like, and I think everybody has to always, at least once a year, take an inventory about how often and how well are you working on self-development and developing these skills and these talents, because those are the things that you will be able to later monetize. And most importantly, those are the things that you once loved to do that you need to rediscover and fall in love back with again, so that it can help in terms of leading to your prosperity. And then I would say the last thing is be legacy minded, right?
Mm.
And I agree with Blue in terms of being selfish around your peace. But I'm a firm believer that you should be hustling for your last name and not your first name.
Mm.
Like,
Okay.
because
Okay.
if you hustling just for your first name, right, it's a selfish act by itself. Like immediately, right? I want this car. Nah, my grandkids, my great grandkids don't need to be worried about having cheese, right? I need to have their college covered, and our family's name will live on for the next 5 generations based off of what I'm doing. Right. And they sit back and this once a year they talk about this crazy Negro Carlton who had these babies, but
great granddaddy.
right. He set up opportunities, right, for us. And he was thinking about us, you know what I mean? Before I was ever born, before I was ever thought of, he had a plan for us, right? In the way that my grandfather did. I wouldn't have graduated college. My grandfather passed away my freshman year. His life insurance policy helped me and my brother finish college.
That's dope.
Right. So it's like it's always being, and biblically they say a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children.
Yeah.
So I'm like, shit, if that's just a good man, damn, what it take to be excellent? I need 4 generations. Right? I'm like, yo, let's
being mindful.
Do it.
So like always be thinking about the long term. Don't fall in love with the instant gratification. That is this generation's kind of thing. Like this is like that instant gratification no longer serves it doesn't serve your long-term growth as an entrepreneur.
It's very temporary.
Because if you're not willing to take some of that money, reinvest it into the next play, then your money is always going to be short, right? And you chasing the dollars instead of the dollars eventually working for you. So I would just say that legacy minded, don't despise comfort. And I don't even remember what the first one was.
It was the Jay-Z quote.
Yeah, the Jay-Z.
He confident when he step into the room. Like, that's
right.
We are who we are before we step into the room. Like that.
Yeah, I actually like that song.
That's dope.
I love it, man. This has been an amazing conversation, man. I'm loving these conversations that we're having. So we're coming up. We 2 minutes past the hour. Let's give out some information. Where can we find you? What you got coming up? I know Tracey got a giveaway for us today. So yeah. So the giveaway today sponsored by the Queen of V-Steam. Let's start with you, Tracey. Let us know where we can find you and all the good stuff you got going.
Yes, you can find me at the Queen of V-Steam on Instagram, Tracey Bryant Swint on Facebook, and we bring it in the fourth quarter in strong. If you need to connect with your purpose, your passion, your vision, you need to check us out in Atlanta, October 29th. That is a Saturday at Will Manifest Your Vision Empowerment Conference. Come and connect with moguls and other female entrepreneurs, 7-figure strategists who are turning their gifts into profits. So you will be able to gain strategies and blueprints and cheat codes. And you don't have to work as hard, especially when you got people who are going to be supporting you and embracing you and imparting the wisdom for you to network with women, expand your vision, explore your entrepreneurship, balance your life, increase your profits, and navigate with clarity. So we have $100 off tickets right now until October 1st. With the actual code WOMANIFEST. That's WOMANIFEST as in manifest, but WOMANIFEST, okay? At WOMANIFESTYourVision.com. My giveaway is a free V-Steam course. So you want to go to Love My Womb Academy. That's Love My Womb, WOMB Academy, online.com and go sign in with your email and set up a password. And then you're going to go to Yoni Steaming for self-care, awaken the goddess within, and use the gift code free course. Okay, so that is my gift to you this evening. Yes.
That's dope.
Hey, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, Tony, where can we find more information about you and what you have going on that we can support?
Yeah. So you can find me on Instagram at talktotony_1. You can find some of my other businesses. I didn't talk about those at all, but I drive luxury car rental, which same thing at idriveluxurycarrental.com. And you can hear me speak at the Hustle for Change event with Wallow and Gilly. And then, you can see me, follow me on my page because I go live sometimes. I give back game. I post a lot of videos just so that I can give some value to the people. And so if there is anything that anyone shall need, don't hesitate to reach out through my Instagram. I am a grassroots grad. I respond to DMs. I comment back, so watch your mouth. I do all of those things. So, you can reach me, like I said, talktotony_1 on Instagram.
Awesome. All right, Blue, where can we find you and how can we support what you have going on?
All right, so you can visit us at www.energyinoarg.com. If you're in Cincinnati, you can come to the studio, 5827 Bramble Avenue. Take a yoga class. All of our classes are on there. We currently have a bunch of classes for you to take. I offer workshops. Our best, I feel like, upcoming workshop I'm hosting is our couples yoga. So I'm doing it for Sweetest Day, and it's going to be the last one until next year sometime. So make sure you get in there, and it's limited. I want it as intimate as possible this year. It's October 14th. All that information is on the site. On every platform is Energy Yoga Studio. That's on YouTube. That's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and then Traveling Yoga Instructor on TikTok. And I also do travel. I travel to speak. I travel to teach yoga classes. I travel to teach the couples yoga classes. I mean, I'm out here. That's what I do. That's what I'm here for. I'm trying to help everybody understand that you have that control to make yourself feel great and be great. And that's who you are. I'll also be speaking at Hustle for Change. I'll be on the panel. I'm really excited about that. So make sure you get your tickets for that October 9th. Y'all, it's about to be, y'all see it's going to be dope. Listen to us. All right, that's all. Thank you.
All right, Carlton.
So I guess social media platforms is Educated Rebel, EDUC, the number 8, D Rebel, REBEL. Of course, support Hustle for Change. Great opportunity, great platform. There's going to be an incredible amount of learning that takes place there. But most importantly, like Black business in Cincinnati is really an opportunity for us to come together, right? We represent less than, in the city specifically, we represent less than 1% of the economic impact, yet 42% of the population, right? Black businesses have got to link up. Like, we got to work together. We got to find ways to support each other. And most importantly, we got to get to this money. Like, we ain't never had a shortage of money in the city of Cincinnati. The GDP is $141 billion just in the city. So that don't even count GE Aviation. It don't count the PNG up that way, or just think about all the businesses outside of Cincinnati. It don't count included in none of that, right? Like, the money is here, plus COVID dollars. Which is just everywhere. So I say check out Rise Business Solutions, what we do in terms of minority business development, just helping you grow and scale, get access to government contracts. Just www.risebusinesssolutions, 3 S's.com. Check us out. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about ways to build. For Rise, I'm the Chief Strategy Officer. This is what I focus on. I focus on creating ways to to maximize, make money, figure out who you need to connect to, and just drive results. Like, I just need to see all Black people win. That's what
Man, I'm not trying to toot Carlton's horn, but he factual on that. He is the ultimate strategist. I'm just got to say that. So make sure y'all hit up Rise Business Solutions for sure.
Is that for those of us who are outside of Cincinnati?
Of course, Atlanta's a second home. Like, I'm coming down for homecoming and all that. You know. Yeah, I'll be there.
We need you to come do a pop up over at What Manifest.
Yeah, we might have to work something out. But I love Atlanta. I absolutely love Atlanta. I'm always down to politic and figure out how we can, make more stuff happen.
Good. Okay.
I love it. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being a part of this conversation. And thank you everybody who's watching live from Facebook and YouTube. These videos will stay up. Make sure you visit hustleforchange.com, visit the website, make sure you sign up, make sure you get your tickets, make sure you follow everything I got going on. You already know what I be doing. I don't even have to explain it. But thank you all so much for this amazing conversation. I hope you guys got some gems and got some information that you can just build upon. Please follow this amazing panel of speakers tonight, and we will be back next Wednesday with a whole new group of people talking about how to hustle in this world we call entrepreneurship, I guess.
Thank you, Aziza, for all you do.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for having me, y'all. Until next time, peace.
All right, peace.